In every shadow, there is a story. Some remain whispers, others are buried with the dead, but a few slip through screens, waiting for someone curious enough to press play. Tonight, we follow one of those stories, a streamer who wanted fame, a channel that demanded sacrifice, and an audience that didn't realize their lives were the price of admission. This isn't just another tale from the dark web. This is the true terrifying cinematic story of the gamer whose streams bled into reality, leaving death behind every time he went live. Late one night, viewers gathered to watch a rising streamer who promised his audience a show they would never forget. But with every stream he started, something horrifying happened outside the glowing screen. One by one, people in his town were found dead, precise, unexplained, and always during his live broadcasts. This is the true, terrifying cinematic story of the streamer whose digital obsession bled into real life, leaving bodies in his wake, and whose channel became synonymous with fear. Ethan Cole was 22, college dropout in Ohio, with a face lit only by the pale glow of his monitors. He lived alone in a small apartment above a laundromat, surviving off delivery food and the adrenaline of digital attention. Streaming was his identity. He wasn't handsome, charismatic, or funny, but he was consistent. He played horror games, urban legends, survival simulators, anything that created suspense. But what separated Ethan from countless other small-time streamers was not his skill, his setup, or his personality. It was the anomaly that followed him, a pattern no one recognized at first, a shadow that revealed itself only after it was too late. Ethan streamed every night between midnight and AM, appealing to US night owls, insomniacs, and horror addicts. He built his brand around eerie titles, the true terrifying cinematic story of. His thumbnails featured dark silhouettes, glitching cameras, and blood-red accents. His audience was small but loyal. At first, his routine seemed harmless. He'd go live, his heart rate monitor pulsing in the corner of the screen, the glow of his second monitor reflecting off the window behind him. But when news reports began circulating of sudden, unexplained deaths across town, no one thought to connect them to a faceless streamer whispering horror stories into a microphone. Not until the pattern emerged. The first night it happened, Ethan streamed a survival horror title. 3 hours into the session, cross town, a college student was found collapsed on the sidewalk. The cause was listed as cardiac arrest. The second night, he streamed again. A construction worker died alone in his truck. Another heart attack. By the end of the week, 3 more sudden deaths struck the same small town, all within the exact time frame of Ethan's streams. It took an investigative Reddit thread to piece it together. Every obituary, every timestamp, every report matched his live broadcasts. At first, viewers thought it was coincidence, then curiosity, then fear. The more he streamed, the more people died. Clips began spreading across horror forums. Viewers reported strange visual glitches during his streams. In the background of his dimly lit room, they swore they could see movement, a flicker of someone standing in the corner, vanishing in a single frame. Others noticed audio distortions. Beneath Ethan's narration, another sound. Faint whispers counting down. The rumors grew. Some believed his streams were cursed. Others theorized he was part of a viral arc. A few suggested something darker, that his obsession with attention had connected him to something parasitic, something that fed not on views, but on lives. His channel grew rapidly, and with growth came more deaths. By the second month, His name was everywhere. True crime. YouTubers covered him. Forums tracked his uploads like storm chasers. Police investigated, but nothing tied Ethan directly to the deaths. He never left his room. He had no weapon, no contact with victims. And yet, the deaths continued, night after night, each one coinciding with his streams. The way people died grew stranger. A woman collapsed at her desk, her computer screen frozen on Ethan's channel. A man crashed his car into a ditch, the phone in his hand, still streaming Ethan's video. Families found loved ones with their monitors still glowing. The stream open as the last thing they ever saw. Viewers who dared to keep watching described feeling drained headaches, nausea, vertigo. Some unsubscribed immediately. Others, addicted to the unfolding nightmare, stayed, even as they feared becoming the next offline casualty. Then came the night Ethan promised a marathon, a 12-hour stream. That night, 5 people died. The event reached national headlines. News anchors reported the urban legend of the deadly streamer. Some treated it as conspiracy, others as satire. But locals in his town knew the truth. Emergency rooms saw the spike. Police noted the timing. On his final stream, Ethan looked worse than ever, pale skin, hollow eyes, twitching hands. His stream title read, "The True Terrifying Story You Won't Survive." The stream began normally, with him narrating over a horror game. But within an hour, chat messages filled with panic. One viewer claimed their roommate collapsed. Another typed frantically that their mother had stopped breathing. A third wrote they heard whispers in their room, even though they weren't wearing headphones. At 3:17 a.m., his screen glitched. For a split second, viewers saw his chair empty, the room behind him filled with dozens of dark, featureless figures. When the feed returned, Ethan sat rigid, eyes black, mouth stretched into a grin too wide for his face. The stream cut to static. The next morning, police raided his apartment. They found his chair empty, his computer still streaming static to an offline channel. On the wall behind his desk, in dripping red, a single phrase was written: "Offline is never safe." Ethan Cole was never seen again. His channel was banned, yet some claim it still goes live for seconds at a time, usually around 3:17 a.m. Those unlucky enough to catch it swear they hear whispers counting down, as if marking the seconds before another life is taken. His legacy became a warning across the streaming community. Never chase numbers at the expense of your life. Never treat obsession as entertainment. And never ever watch the stream that kills offline. Because some screens don't just steal your time, they steal your pulse. Follow and subscribe for more intriguing true life horror stories.